Hello everyone. Welcome and thank you for joining me. Just let me grab my seat. My name is Monica Formosa and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator here in Australia on the East Coast in Queensland. And welcome to my channel, Paper Happinicity with Monica. Thank you for joining me. I've probably already mentioned that. I know time is precious for everyone. So please do fast forward any sections that you may find a bit boring. I'd also appreciate a thumbs up or a comment or a share if you're inclined to do so. Welcome to my regular viewers too. I do appreciate you coming along, and any new ones also, the big warm welcome to you guys. Okay. Colour Inspiration Challenge number 203 has just kicked off. We have a really bluish grey kind of colour palette going on this time around. I was a bit stuck, even though it was me that chose the graphic for this challenge. But anyway, we went with something that's a little bit simpler. I did do something else. I did have something else in the back of my mind, but as I was making it, I'm thinking, no, this is not what I'm needing at the moment. My card making tends to reflect my life. So if you see a busy, more intricate card, it means that I have plenty of time and I'm enjoying all those layers. But then if you see me on a creating something a little bit simpler, it's like, oh, you know what? Her life must be so busy at the moment and she just needs something a little bit more clean and simple. So anyway, that's life. Yes, so this challenge runs from Wednesday the 11th of February, which is today, and it runs for almost 2 weeks. Almost 2 weeks. I think it cuts off on the second Monday, so it'll close then on the Monday the 23rd. We announce the winners of that challenge. If you're inspired by what I create today and you'd like to join in our challenge, you have a chance of being our guest designer in a future challenge. We get you to come along and create something and be a guest designer. That's one of the lovely perks of this little group. And then we announce the new one the following Wednesday. So it runs for almost 2 weeks. You don't need a blog, you don't need YouTube, you don't need any social media to participate. But if you do and you would like to link those, you are more than welcome to put that in your description when you upload your photo. You will need, if you aren't already a member, you will need to answer some questions, and if you invite any friends along, just remind them also that they will need to scroll down a little bit further and answer those questions, just so that we know that you're a real human being. It is a private group, so we like to keep it a safe place for everyone. The other thing is if you do participate, we like you to include all the colors or ones that are close. So, you know, if you don't have Azure Afternoon, maybe one of the other blues. If you don't have Azure, you could use substitute it for one of the other blues that are in our color palette. So yes, that's it. And you're allowed to use metallics, and you're allowed to use neutrals, beige, white, black, crumb cake, metallics, I said, and some of the natural tones in our Stampin' Blends, you're allowed to pull those in as well. But anyway, the rules are all there in our files if you'd like to come along and join and participate. All right, so here's my card. I have used this new set. I've got blue ink all over it. That'll just wipe off in a moment, or maybe not. Maybe it's on the package on the inside. Fragrant layer dies and the Fragrant layers stamp set. All stamps now are photopolymer, and all the stamps and dies come in these packages. It's been a bit of a learning curve for me to try and I'm still trying to work out the best way for me to access these. But anyway, we're working with it. I know some of us do find change a little bit difficult, me included. I won't lie. Storage, you can kind of get around it a little bit, but you need to be able to get to those stamps quickly sometimes, and yeah, these are hindering me just a little bit, but that's all right. We'll adjust, not a problem. Okay, so I've used the dies and I've done a little bit of ink blending. So I need all three inks. We've got Balmy Blue as You, Afternoon, and Smoky Slate. You're going to need blending brushes. This is an old one from somewhere that I had before Stampin' Up brought out their blending brushes. I will say the Stampin' Up ones are superior, much superior, but I've got this in grey, so that's what I'm sticking with. You'll need some sort of embellishments, and pretty much that's it. All right, my bits and pieces you're going to need. I'm not sure what I've got here. What's happening? All right, a few layers, but it's all white. I've got a card base, and then I've got, I've got my top layer. This is how my brain works. My top layer, which is roughly a centimeter or half an inch, excuse me, half an inch smaller on two sides. And then my matting layer, I've just, like it's probably 1/8 of an inch or half a centimeter then. I don't really know. But anyway, it's just a teeny tiny little border to get that gradient. A scrap for your die cutting, and I have actually done that all a little bit ahead, as per usual. Embellishments, I've said that. For my original card, I used these, the Opal Rounds assortment. I don't even know if they're still current, but I just liked that they were a little bit, they weren't so much in your face, and they have got this little bit of a shine to it. I'm not sure whether the camera will pick that up, but there's a little bit of a opal shine in there, a bit of glitter. So that's what I used. But then I went through things later on, and I found these ones. These are the frosted iridescent dots. I'm not even sure whether these are still current, but I've got them and I've never used them. They have the blue and they also have the white. And then you've got the pink and then the lilac mauve. So I thought they might be a better option. We shall see. Okay. Now, I'm not sure whether this will pick it up, but there's a tiny little bit of a dimension there. What I've actually used under there is the grey board out of our specialty papers. We get it, and I'm going to use it. If you don't have this, just use your dimensionals. But I like this because it supports the whole thing. You do need to be aware of weight, though, if you're going to post it. The post office might not like that little bit of extra weight. The dimensionals will be so much lighter. Also, there is 2 layers of cardstock there, so it really shouldn't be a problem. All right. For this card, I thought I would stamp out hello, and I stamp it 3 times just because you never know, one might be better than the other. So you'll need a scrap of that. I don't need that for whatever reason. And then I've got some leaves. I won't pull them out. And I've got the bottom layer. So what I might do, no, I won't do that quite yet. When you die cut this next, no, that's not what I'm after. When you die cut this next piece, oh, that did not hit the floor, thank goodness. When you die cut this next piece, we need to save these middle pieces here because we want to cover those in. All right, so I'm going to do my ink blending first. All right. I don't need that. This little layer here. Okay, so we have Balmy Blue, Azure Afternoon, and Smoky Slate. So what I did is I roughly divided my page into 2. I'm going to put 1 blue here, 1 blue here, and then the grey kind of in the center there, in theory. I might do the lighter one first. And I'm just going to wipe off my brush, just in case there's a little bit of the dark Azure Afternoon, and I work from light to dark. All right, so go gently. I've inked up my brush and I've actually tapped off into my lid, and then later on I'll pick that up next time around. All right, so really gently, and I apologize for the wobbles. Okay, so there's the first blue. I'll just pick up some of this. Very, very gently pull this. Down into that right corner. Okay, so you can test it out. Yep, and if you don't like it, you can add a little bit more, but you can't take that ink away once it's on. And then now, just for a little bit of the Smoky Slate down the middle, we're going to go down and add, sorry, can't see over there, can you? Add a little bit here, and a little bit here. Now You add your ink however you like to. You might like to divide it into 3 and give each one its own third. And don't be afraid of saying, oh, you know, what if I do this? What if I put that there? What's going to happen? All right, so there's our ink blending. There's a little bit of a smudge there, but my leaves will cover that up. Okay, the next thing now I want to do is bring in my little Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, the little mini. My plates are on their way out, but I am still able to use them at this point in my life. What do I do with that die now? Oh my word. Goodness me. Did anyone see where I put that? Of course. Oh, no. There we go. I've only got 2 piles here, so left and right, so it couldn't have gone too far. Okay, we're going to run that through. Oh, no, you're not going to run through, are you? Let me put you up there. With the little mini machine, you do have to stagger your plates. To make it a little bit easier. There we go, that's better. I'm trying not to wobble too much, guys. Now, I will link the group. We don't need that. I will link the group, the Facebook group, in the description box below. I will also link all the products that I have used. So if you're interested in purchasing any of these, if you live in Australia, all right. You can purchase these from me. I need a little bit of glue. Let me bring you out here. I'm going to try and keep that one that's already there. Come on. I'm literally very, very gently squeezing this out. There's a piece there that I need to remove. Where's my take a pick tool? Just take that one out, and there's another piece here. And now we're going to turn this around and glue this on. If you wanted to, you could add a little bit of the adhesive sheets prior to die cutting. All right, so that one's in there, but we need, I'm going to keep that there. This now just gets glued down. Go sparingly with your glue because it will come out through all those little slits that are there. It's there to give us texture. but it also makes adhering with wet glue a little bit tricky. All right, let's turn this around and we're going to go on a little bit of a diagonal. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit of glue here and a little bit of glue here. And that one's there, it's this big one we need. I'm going to use the putty end. I think it goes this way. It's like making a jigsaw puzzle. And then that one, this is the one I want. I think we need to turn it around. Oh, and we'll just glue that in. This one, I think that is stuck. I don't think that's going to come out, that one. All right, so that's done, that's done, that's done. I need all my bits and pieces, fellas. We're going to glue this onto here. And that edge is just a little bit grungy. Somehow I've managed to get it a bit dirty. I'm just going to flatten those edges and glue this on. Oh, okay. Now there is only a teeny tiny border, so match up as best you can. If that's not your thing, if you don't like a smaller border, you can go much larger. All right, and here I'm going to this grey board is also great for if you make your own albums or journals. We've got that happening. Because then you can cover it with your DSP. And make sure I get this the right way. And I'm hoping that is straight. That looks straight. All right. Leaves. In my little packet here, I've got a few. I've cut a few leaves. I think in the die set it has a trio and then two different doubles, and I've just cut out. Oh, I've got a few there. Must have had some left over from the other one. Okay, so are we going to go the same? Throw this one here. That little splodge mark needs to be covered, so we will put him roughly here. The little trio will go in here. Might just trim him off. And then we'll put this guy down here like that. Does that look all right? It's kind of the same. I actually might flip my little, take a big tool out and just gently persuade this to, oh, thank you. And again, come on, let me put you down. I don't need you in my hand. Again, I'm just going to lift this up. I think I have well and truly, oh, it's not where I need it to be. I might just trim those leaves off, that little stem off. We really don't need that. Oops, use your tool. I've only got 2 hands, and sometimes I wish I had more. There we go. Especially when it comes to crafting. And then last one. Can I just persuade you to come up so I can lift you down there? There we go. All right, there's our leaves. Let me fussy cut this guy out. Now, I will say I've got some Tim Holtz scissors here, and I absolutely love them for fussy cutting. Like, I love the old Stampin' Up snips. But for fussy cutting, these do not make my hand tired. And I have fussy cut a whole sheet of DSP, and the difference is amazing, I will say. There's nothing wrong with Stampin' Up ones. They stay sharp for absolutely years. I think I've still got my original ones from 10 years ago, I'm not gonna lie. And they probably wouldn't cut ribbon anymore, but they are still great with paper. All right, where are we putting our hello? Here. I don't know now, maybe, yeah, maybe back here. No, I like it front and center. Okay. All right, I really don't want to put a dimensional on there because the dimensional is actually higher than those two pieces of cardstock. So you know what I'm going to do? So do you understand my dilemma? I've got a dimensional is actually a lot higher than 2 levels of cardstock. So what I'm actually going to do, this is probably a little bit crazy. You might think it's crazy, but I'm actually going to, maybe a rolled up glue dot would have worked also, but I'm going to stick 2 levels. Oh, don't. Now I've got glue all over my hands. Has that worked? Let's go this way. I don't want to touch the I don't want to touch my stamping with my gluey fingers because it'll smudge it. Do I have a bloomin'? All right. There we go. Hello. Hello. Okay, and last but not least, most importantly, oh, I haven't decorated the inside and I really do like to decorate them. So maybe, oh, you know what we can do? So blue, do I go blue this time? Let's do blue this time, guys. I think that will be fun. That looks amazing, I think. Oh, yeah, look at that. I'm happy with that. And, oh, got stuff here everywhere. Okay, the inside of your card, what I would really like to do is, now, get this little guy out again. I'm just going to scrape this off into my bin here. The problem is that once they get a little bit cut up like this, they do tend to grab and hold onto your pieces. We don't need you. So I'm thinking one of these for the inside. Which will work. We really don't need any of that. I'm putting this straight into my bin. It'll just save me a job later. Okay. Now, because this is such a delicate card, let me find, I don't think that's big enough. I will get, oh, I'm just going to cut this 1/4 inch smaller. And then we're going to maybe put that down. I'm just trying to work out the best angle for this. No, I kind of liked it over there. All right, I'm going to get my silicone mat out for this. A little bit more glue. This way. I do need more on here. And we'll just that up there like that. I had leaves left over too, didn't I? So let's add some of them on as well. Come on. should not be there. Thank you. And there. Perfect. My men folk have just come home and they don't know I'm recording, so they're going to walk in and... All right, let me take that away. See if I can get this done. So thank you everyone for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed that. No. Before I glue that in, I need to trim this off. Getting a bit excited here. There we go. Oh, that looks pretty. There we go. And that just pulls that design. That's a little bit over too far, but I think it's stuck there now. Yeah, it's down. All right, that's it from me. Please do go into the description box below, and if you'll find a little bit about colour inspiration. I've given a little bit of a not instructions, but there's a bit of a description there on the group. And thank you for joining me. We've got the next one will start at some point in March, second week in March, second Wednesday. They run on the second and fourth Wednesday of every month. So that's it. All right, guys, thank you so much, and I really do appreciate all your support. Bye for now.